The truth is that you can compete with the big players of today just by being better and more refined with your and your. You're going to beat big advertisers in 2024 with these secrets. I'm Pete Gosselin, advertising creative and creative director for over 20 years, and I've pretty much spent my entire career working at big advertising agencies on big clients. Today, we're going to explore how you can leverage the power of target markets to your advantage, just like the big players do, while at the same time being more nimble, faster to change, and faster to upgrade than they can be. So it's really all about your target market. Let's just take one quick second and just talk about market versus target market. Let's say you're a restaurant and everyone would kind of be your market, but the white collar workers that work in the office building across the street from your restaurant, they're the ones who are going to come there for lunch. So your target market is really a refinement of your market to say these are the people who are most likely to do or take the action that you want. Recently, I read an article that said Neiman Marcus sees 40% of its business from 2% of its clients. So if you were Neiman Marcus, what you should do is focus on that 2%. What can you do to make that market bigger or get the 2% to spend even more? Let's focus in and be really precise about who you're talking to, what they need to hear. One of the things that we do at big advertising agencies is create a persona. And what that persona is really just like a character or a person that we're developing that we can talk to about the messages. You can do this too. Let's imagine your target market and be precise. We're not saying, oh, they're men or women. We're going to say, this is a person who's aged this, who has these traits, who comes in on a Tuesday and eats lunch and is named Mike. Now we're advertising to Mike. And when we make a message, we can check if Mike is going to like it. And if Mike doesn't like it, then we know that it's not going to work for us. Start with that clarity. Start with that objective answer. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about message refinement. Start with clarity. Be like a surgeon and say what you need to say as simply as you can. Don't just say what you want to say about your product. Instead, imagine your target market persona and see if you can say what they want to hear. Then make it punchier, make it funnier, make it pithier, make it more impactful, make it friendlier. Make it softer, make it sweeter, make it cuter. But don't start there. Start with simplicity. There's an old saying we have in advertising, which is, throw somebody one ball and they're pretty likely to catch it. Throw them 3 balls and they've got no hope in hell. Simplicity is throwing one ball. Get it as simple as possible. If there's an and in there, even a comma, you know that you've gone too far. Okay, let's talk about precision targeting your audience with media. Now that you've got the message refined, you need to get that message as cleanly and as simply as you possibly can to your audience. Start with your audience. Where is your audience? What are they doing right now? If the right answer for your audience is the message board at the supermarket, go there. If you're a small restaurant and need to deliver flyers in your neighborhood, do that. You don't need social media because some yelly YouTuber tells you you do. Booyah! You go back to that restaurant example from earlier, the one with the white collar workers across the street, the answer is not going to be social media for them. The answer is going to be putting a sign in their window or putting something across the street, going to the office building, standing outside of the office building and pointing people across the street. There's lots of ways that you can communicate with your audience without relying on social media because somebody on YouTube is yelling at you. I like to think that I don't make social media ads, that I make ads for a target market, and sometimes they're on social media. The truth is that you can compete with the big players of today just by being better and more refined with your target market, your message, and your placement. That's the magic formula. That's all that they're doing. They're just doing it at industrial scales. The problem that they have by doing it at industrial scales is that their target market needs to be large. Yours can be tight. Their messaging needs to be broad. Yours can be specific. And their media buy needs to be vast. And yours can be extremely refined. That's how you're going to compete with the big players in 2024. I'm Pete Gosselin, and this is Ad Famous.